Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, gamers. What's up? How are we doing on this fine Thursday morning? I hope I'm live. I should be live right now. I hope I'm not talking to myself. Yeah, but what is good? We're back, and, all right, we are live. Holy shit, wait. All right. Yeah, we're back. What is it today? All right, so it's a Thursday, and things are looking quite interesting in the crypto markets. Yo, what is up, legendary rare legic? Yeah, good morning. And things are quite interesting today. I mean, I got a lot to talk about, a lot listed. Tether FUD. Tether FUD's kind of stupid, to be honest. But what else we got? We got Prometheum, Tether, Pudgy Penguins. I will always talk about. I love the Penguins. They're my background again today. This is I don't know if you know the Super Hot Fire. This is like, oh my god, he just said some insane. All right, well that's the reference if you don't know it. But yeah, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna start with the chart. We're going to start with some technical analysis, some zodiac for crypto bros for men. Let's pull it up. 2-day chart. How's it looking? So 2-day chart looks the same as it's looked for the past, I don't know, since I've been calling it back here, I guess. Since like here. Basically, we had the setup where volatility was absolutely very low for quite a while, and now we're getting volatility expansion. And how's it playing out? So momentum was down. We never end up getting a turn up. Did on the last week, very interesting. Keep it up. Thank you, appreciate the comment. So yeah, so what we've been seeing is this momentum volatility expansion play where we're seeing volatility expand while momentum is facing down, and trend is still down on the 2-day, on the daily and the 2-day, and we're starting to see the EMAs cross down. So we saw the 21 to 55 cross down here, and then now we're seeing the 9 to 21, and now we're seeing the 9 go under the 55, the green. And if we start seeing the yellow cross below that, that's a really bad sign. It's a very bearish sign. So we don't want that to happen. However, things are not looking good. Things are not looking good for Bitcoin, especially on this chart, especially on the daily. Yeah, we saw volatility tick up yesterday on this really big candle. The pivots are all right. So the pivot on the daily is 25,300. So in order to like get any retracement, in order to like, all right, the bottom move is over, we do need to get above this pivot. I don't think it's likely right now. I think we're in a move in action. I think there's still one more move down. Hopefully it's not below 24K. If it is, things get really dirty under. We get like 22, 23, and you really don't want Bitcoin to see those levels. Everything's gonna get absolutely wrecked. That happens. 2-day, yeah. So the pivot's 25.5. This could be a bear trap. However, with the current state of things, I don't feel like it's super likely that's a bear trap. At least right now, it's hard to call. The issue with the 5-day and the weekly. So the 5-day and weekly are still bullish charts, but well, technically the weekly has never crossed up, so I guess you can't call the weekly bullish. But the problem is that volatility is super low, like I'm showing here, volatility super low on the 5-day and the weekly. And once we get this expansion, once we get above the 10 level, and we're above the EMAs, which the EMAs are already below that, so it's really easy, or the moving average is below that. So if we start seeing expansion to the downside targets are like 18. This is like worst case scenario. This isn't really in play yet. We're not seeing any expansion on these higher term time frames. What I think is gonna well, I mean, I thought the bullish scenario is gonna happen. At this point, it's really hard to say that. We could start seeing a bounce on the 12-hour. So the first time frame you'd probably see a bounce on is the 12-hour. You see it on the jewel here. Once you get a turn up, the next turn up. So I said this was a really weak signal. It didn't look strong to me, and yeah, it was a really weak signal. Now we're waiting for it. So now it's back below this 35 level, but this is the first time it's actually properly below since back here. So next time we do turn up, I would say, yeah, we'll look for like a 5-6% bounce. However, that's just saying, all right, we get back to like the EMA 55, and that's not a super bullish sign. That's just like trend continuation. That's just a mean reversion into probably another trend continuation on the higher term time frame, and you really don't want to see that happen. Well, I mean, that's what's likely going to happen, but you really like it's unfortunate, but like it looks like everything's bearish. It kind of sucks. Whatever. 4-hour again. Looks like we're starting to get down to like, looks like we'll probably mean revert soon, but there could still easily be another move down. 1 hour is already trying to mean revert. How likely is it? I don't really know. Or how much is it going to actually revert? I don't really know. I think 4 hour could have another move down, so we might just go sideways the next like 12 hours and then have like another downside move. And then any lower term time frames is probably just going to be, yeah, trend is down. It's really hard to call. Like you'd probably look for a short on the 15 here, and you look for a short soon on the 30. It's really hard to be super bullish when everything is kind of down only, and trend comes first. And trend is down, and volatility on these higher term time frames are low, so it's really hard to be super bullish right now on anything. There are some bullish things to say, but it's not like really strong opinions. So, all right, let's move on to the news, I guess. I have nothing really else to talk about on the chart. All right, so let's start here. Yeah, let me close this. All right, so let's start funding rates. So funding rates, all right, wait, let me refresh this page. Funding rates are still pretty high. What does that mean? It means that more people are longing than shorting. It means that futures are more bullish than spot. And well, it means futures are more bullish than spot, basically. And that's always a bad sign. It means more people are long than they are selling, or more people are long on futures than there is selling on spot. And all right, well, what I said didn't make any sense. Basically, look at funding super high here. It means more people are basically overall bullish and are willing to gamble that they're bullish. That's like the best way I can explain it without getting into like exact. But we see funding rates are super high, so either spot is selling or people are getting liquidated. And over here, funding rates aren't as high yet. My level is 0.09 on both of them, is when I start to look for like, all right, this is really bearish. On Ethereum, on the other side, it's actually negative. So it means people are a lot more bearish alts than they are Bitcoin, which kind of does follow up with a chart where Ethereum got a lot more wrecked than Bitcoin. You can't really tell on the Ethereum chart, but alts especially got a lot more wrecked than Bitcoin. So I think it kind of just follows a thing where Bitcoin looks a lot better than these alts. But if people are this bullish Bitcoin, that's not a good sign, because like if this was negative, I would be calling for a bounce right now. Because it's positive, it's really hard to call for a bounce. It's really hard to be bullish in any scenario. So Fu is like, Le Ponzi's exist to go up. I think I have another tweet from him. It is likely our Ponzi spend the majority of the next 3 years going up overall. And I agree with him. Look, it's not like an up only. It's really hard to hold. You know, I don't know if you've seen it before, but basically, there's like an imaginary chart. I don't know if I can pull it up right now, but it's like what holding you think holding is, and it's basically like a straight line up versus what holding actually is. Like it's like ups and downs, a lot of dips and ups and downs, and it's really hard to just hold and just like look away. And so it's not really easy to like just be like, all right, everything's up only. But if you look at it on a big enough time frame, it's probably going to go up. And these are a bunch of Ponzi's, and just because they're dealing with like SEC stuff, and just because they're dealing with like all this legal regulatory bullshit, it doesn't mean that's not going to keep going up. It's literally designed to be up only, and it's really hard for the government to ban it, especially when it's all like on-chain shit. Let's talk about Tether FUD. So Tether FUD always comes around every time we dump at all in any meaningful way. And so what happened this time? So actually what ended up happening is there's a something called a three pool on Curve, where basically it's Tether, USDC, and DAI stablecoins in the pool. And here, let me pull up the balance. So at some point, Tether was 50% of the balance of that pool. And what does that mean? So basically, Curve is basically a deep liquidity, not really an AMM, just a deep liquidity swap, where the goal is you can swap exactly 1-to-1 with your stable coins. So basically, you could switch from one stable coin to another without any slippage, just a small fee, but there shouldn't be any slippage. However, when these pools get unbalanced, coins start to lose their value. So if Tether becomes unbalanced in its pool, it's worth a lot less than these other stable, or it can be worth less than these other stables. And so what ended up happening was somebody sold a lot of Tether, and that ended up causing a really big imbalance between Tether, USDC, and DAI in the pool, and everybody started freaking out because once Tether starts to be worth about 80% of the pool, it starts losing its value significantly. Until 80%, it's fine. Once it's less than 80% of the pool size, it starts to lose its value a lot. And here, at some point, here, here at some point, tether balance apparently exceeded 70%. I wasn't aware of that part, but that is not a good sign. That is a little bit scary. However, there are a few things to this that make it less scary. So one, the please do it. So DJ's part was like, please do whatever you can to maintain the peg, no matter how legal it might be. I thought this was funny because everybody thinks Tether are breaking the law, and they probably are. But as long as they keep redeeming their coins, which I'll explain in a second what I mean by that, then at the end of the day, just FUD, and it just people panic selling, and Tether will be fine. So USDT depeg today. So what ended up happening on the depeg? So on the curve pool, Tether started to depeg because it became way too big of the pool. However, Tether also started to sell off on exchanges. So and basically on here it's saying Aave and Compound, and they started selling on Coinbase and Kraken. So they somebody borrowed Tether and started selling it on exchanges and started to depeg the coins on exchanges. And CZ Samsung, I don't know who that is, but or is that might be Justin Song. I don't know who that. Actually, I don't know what that account is. But anyways, they ended up shorting USDT on Aave. So I don't know, just some interesting on-chain shit. But at the end of the day, it just whales trying to dump it, and it ended up starting to repeg after the exchange or after the whales started like freaking out the market. And then also something that's a good point is three pool is actually really small right now. It's only 400 million in liquidity. It used to be over $1 billion in liquidity. Now it's only 400 million. So what that means is that how relevant it is to the crypto markets is a lot less. To be fair, all crypto markets are down a lot, but it's not as relevant in size because there isn't that much money in crypto anymore. And so how much can it like or there isn't much money in Tether versus how it used to be. So it means like the risk was a lot higher of liquidating a lot more people. However, also it's all relative. So at the same time, it is all relative and still can cause a crash. But I'll get into how Tether works right now. And I just thought this was a funny meme by DJ Spartan. But Paolo Ardoino, or whatever, how Ardoino, I don't know how to say his name. Basically, he's the CTO of Tether, and the CEO of Tether says the basic exact same thing. At Tether, you can basically send your coin to them, and they'll redeem it cash to your bank account one-to-one at all times. And he's saying that as much as this attack is happening on Tether, they're still able to redeem one-to-one at any time. Just go send your Tether to them, and you'll get $1 back. And so as long as Tether continue to redeem, as long as they do not pause redemptions, Tether will continue to be fine. So that's why I think this Tether FUD is a little bit on the bullshit end. It's really hard to like be bearish Tether as long as they keep doing redemptions. As soon as you see a pause, even if they say, oh, just a pause, you're going to see everything go up in flames. So as long as they don't ever pause it, you're fine. Now, do you want to be in Tether? Do you want to take that risk? I don't know. But personally, I'm a big fan of USDC. It's the only one I use. I don't use Tether. But if I have to use Tether, I will. But I personally just only use USDC. And I think the Tether FUD is, I think, a little bit overblown right now. Wait, I had like one more tweet by Ched somewhere. I don't know where it went. I think I lost it. Anyways, I had a tweet by Ched's where basically he said that usually Tether FUD marks a bottom. And he does have a point. Every time people start to like freak out, like irrationally, one of my cameras like broken. But every time people start to freak out irrationally, it ends up being the bottom. Oh, all right, there. So now we have Powell. Today we decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our security holdings. So all right, so this is FOMC. I forgot to announce what we're getting to. So basically, FOMC. What happened yesterday? So they raised interest rates by 0. However, he did say that they might raise interest rates more because he's worried that they want to bring inflation down 2%, and they're worried that inflation will be sticky. I'm not gonna watch the video. My ADHD doesn't care. But basically, he does think that they are closer to moderate hiking pace, but risk inflation is still to the upside. So basically what a lot of macroeconomists have said, at least the smart ones have said, is that inflation is going to be a lot stickier than you think it's going to be. And now Powell's agreeing, yes, looks like inflation is going to be sticky, which isn't a good sign. Powell, the full effects of our tightening have yet to be felt. That is absolutely true. They have pulled a lot of liquidity from the system, but we still see a lot of hype in the market. When we get absolutely wrecked, when we see the pullback in stock market, it's going to be nasty. But it hasn't happened yet, so fuck it. Until the rug gets pulled, just keep on balling, I guess. All right, so Prometheum. What is Prometheum? So Prometheum are this blockchain company that were created 6 years ago. I'm not going to read any of the articles. I have only one Twitter thing, but I did all the research, so I can just talk about it. Basically, what is Prometheum? So Prometheum is this one crypto project or crypto company that are apparently 100% SEC compliant. So what are they? They are supposedly a block or not a blockchain. Originally, they were created in like 2017 to be a blockchain, and they were invested by like some Chinese money. However, eventually in 2019, they ended up like wiping all their socials, and they ended up rebranding to be a centralized exchange in the U.S., where they're fully legal and follow all U.S. whatever laws, et cetera, SEC, and they're fully SEC compliant. Now, they ended up testifying at a congressional hearing yesterday for so their co-founder Aaron Kaplan. So they're all their founders are a bunch of lawyers. They're not even like TradFi people. They're just a bunch of lawyers. And what they ended up talking about was that it is fully possible for an exchange, a centralized exchange. Yeah, they're cappers, by the way. They were like, yo, it is fully possible for a centralized exchange to be fully compliant with SEC because SEC has clearly stated what a centralized exchange is allowed and not allowed to do. Right? They go to court and they say this. However, when asked what does that mean, so basically they're like, yeah, so we're a centralized exchange, but what can you do on Prometheum centralized exchange? Apparently, you cannot trade a single coin. You cannot trade Bitcoin. You cannot trade Ethereum. You cannot trade any asset on there. So what is the point? I have no idea. Basically, they went to court and they're like, yeah, we're a centralized exchange that is legal, that follows SEC guidelines, except you literally can't trade a single cryptocurrency. So what does that mean? All cryptocurrency is not legal, according to them. It's like the complete most bullshit thing ever. And then they're in at a congressional hearing explaining this, and but literally like you cannot trade any crypto on their exchange. So what is the point of them? I don't know. It's just a bunch of like lawyers who are just sucking Gary Gensler's dick and are just saying some like retarded shit. I don't know what else there is to say. All right, we're gonna move on from that one. That's the story time. All right, Ninja Scalp. Now, I've agreed with him on like some trades. I do think 12K is still a risk, like on like the worst case scenario. However, he's saying you didn't buy fear of 16K, you didn't buy fear of 20K. 25K said fuck this, I'm buying the fear. See a 12K, welcome to crypto. I don't really know if people are that bullish at this level. Actually, based on funding rates, people are that bullish. So we do have a little bit lower to go at the very least. Now, do we get 12K? I don't know. It's like completely out of there. But it just an interesting take. Tether just all right. This is why I have this tweet to show why like Ninja Scalp also is kind of like redacted in the mind a little bit because he's literally doing technical analysis. I don't know if this is memeing, but he's literally doing technical analysis on Tether. UCT just broke its support on the 4-hour timeline. RSI is oversold. MACD's crossed downwards. Time to panic. Now, I think he might be memeing. However, he's also not at the same time. So I don't know how much I really want to take his opinion. Like, just take his opinion with a grain of salt because he literally, like, obviously Tether's breaking down. That's the reason to be like, all right, yeah, it's time to be bearish. But it already like mostly repegged. So I think just some redacted takes. It went a lot lower, to be fair. It ended up going to like 98 cents. All right. Open interest absolutely out of control. So I pulled up my open interest. I saw his tweet and I was like, all right, let's pull up my open interest chart. Open interest has recovered a lot from the crash yesterday, and that is a lot more reasons to be bearish. However, it's not like as insane as this chart makes it look like. This chart makes it look insane, but absolutely the aggregated funding and open interest is recovering way too much, and funding is positive, and this is a pretty bearish situation. Like I would be bearish on like any. I would expect maybe a small pump. Like let's go back to the 15 minute. Here, wait, let me go to this chart. All right. So 50-minute, I mean, we're already at that level. Like 30-minute, maybe we pull back. Maybe on like a 30-minute or an hour, we pull back to the EMA 55, and then at that, but I don't even think we get all the way up there. I would say like 25 200 is the max, and we put another move down. It's gonna be really fast, really nasty. All right. So, oh yeah. So here's Chad stablecoin FUD and DPEGs mark bottom. He's true, but everybody looks way too bullish. It's usually fear. So the reason why stablecoin FUD ends up marking bottom is because of fear in the market. But the market does not feel scared, or at least according to funding rates and open interest, the market isn't scared. So it's really hard to be bearish here. In the months ahead, so Satoshi, he's been really bearish, but apparently rightfully so, as we're seeing by this crash. In the months ahead, we return. The light appears at the end of the tunnel. You know, as bad as things may seem, there's always going to be cryptos like the Ponzi's, as we talk about, and it'll be fine at the end of the day. And I just like these graphics. I thought it was a really nice graphic. And really funny. All right. BNB chain. So BNB chain, apparently have a major teaser about the future of BNB chain. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Binance are under a lot of regulatory scrutiny right now, so it's going to be really interesting. Trader Joe responded. Trader Joe exchange of AVAX. I guess they're on BNB apparently in Arbitrum. Interesting. I didn't know they were on BNB. How do I feel? I don't really know what to say about this. Hopefully they don't do something that gets them more trouble with the government. That's all I can say. All right. FPG Crypto has confirmed it has halted customer withdrawals and deposits after losing 15 million, 20 million funds. Sucks if you had your money on them, sucks for you. Unfortunate. Sorry about that. I've never heard of them. They have apparently not even 1,000 followers on Twitter, unless it's the wrong account. But this is just another advice that just keep your coins off of exchanges. Don't have your money on exchanges. Keep it off. And yeah, just especially if they're a third-rate exchange in the bear market, just don't put any money. It doesn't matter if they don't have any KYC. It doesn't matter if you can get away with KYC. That's the whole point of the blockchain. You have these dexes. You don't need KYC for these dexes. Just keep your money on chain and keep in with your private keys. Bybit are apparently integrating ChatGPT for in-house tool, providing technical analysis, price data, and trading metrics. I thought this was interesting, cool. I don't really know how much potential this has. I've messed with ChatGPT to try getting some trading strategies off it. It wasn't super useful. It's not really super creative, but that's just my experience. Maybe they have some sort of way of implementing it to make it a lot cooler. MakerDAO are voting to get rid of GUSD stablecoin. Again, just like I'm saying, get rid of these third-rate and second-rate exchanges. Get rid of these third-rate and second-rate stablecoins. Don't use them. They're too much of a security risk. GUSD, apparently Maker are holding 88% of the GUSD supply, which is 390 million of these Gemini dollars. And what is the point of it, of this GUSD? I have no idea. Just for Gemini to have it, probably have some sort of yield on it. Get out of these. Like, Gemini has held its value, but I would say just get out of any of these third-rate exchanges, second-rate exchanges. Stay in like your really super safe ones, and even then, during the bear market, they're not safe. So just be careful out there. Apparently, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez is running for president. Apparently, he's filed the paperwork. Doesn't mean he's actually gonna run, but he's filed the paperwork. And this guy's been always super friendly crypto. It's kind of funny though, in the background he has FTX. So yeah, Binance is safe. Yeah. So yeah, just stay out of these exchanges. Stay safe. It's kind of funny that he's running for president. Could be interesting. He is super Bitcoin friendly, so if he does win, good for crypto. However, I don't think he can win, but good luck to him. Moving on. Nvidia closed all-time highs. It's kind of crazy how Nvidia pumped crypto pumped Nvidia to all-time highs with all the GPU usage, and now AI is pumping it to like way bigger highs. So good Nvidia. Apparently they're above $1 trillion market cap now, which apparently is like 80 times By the way, like usually like companies trade like 8 to 12 times, maybe 15 times their revenue. Nvidia's trading 70, 80 times their revenue, which is insane to me, but good on them. Apparently Reddit has having this blackout. I don't know anything about it. I don't really use Reddit, but I just agreed with this tweet. We don't need these Reddit degens. Not degens isn't the right word. Incels is the right word. I'm not allowed to say that word on Twitter, right? Or not on Twitter, on Twitch. All right, whatever. All right, so let's get to the cryptocurrencies. Let's just look at how everything's doing. Everything's down in the day. Trust Wallet's up. KuCoin's up. Woo's finally catching a little bit of a bid, but is down 27% on the week. Let's look at what's down the most in 24 hours. Aave. Oh yeah, so Aave. Aave and Curve. I wonder why Curve is not on here. Is Curve on here? Oh yeah, Curve is there. Aave and Curve are down quite a bit today. Curve was down quite a bit, and then Aave. So basically, what ended up happening? The Curve founder ended up putting. Curve founder ended up putting half of the So the Curve founder owns like half of all Curve tokens, and he ended up putting it all on collateral in Aave and sold it for DAI, or sold it for like a stable coin and put as collateral during interest. So basically, he like exited Curve, which is honestly like, think about it. He basically exited all his Curve tokens without actually selling them into market, and he exited them for DAI. This is bearish on Aave because apparently Aave were thinking about canceling his trade, or force, or like doing some sort of like super centralized thing to get rid of his Curve, so that they don't have to deal with that like, how do I explain it? That loan on their network, because I don't know, apparently it's like a risk to them. And then also it's really bearish Curve because he literally just exited. He took a massive exit out of his Curve position, the founder, without actually exiting, which at least he didn't impact price, but at the same time, it's kind of a way of him being like, yeah, no, I'm like bearish, and that's not really a good thing. Other things that are down, Polygon, of course. Like, I mean, I keep saying it. Polygon, we're gonna see 10-cent Polygon. We're gonna see it. There's so many people with oh wait. Oops, I'm not showing my wonder. There's so many people with Polygon coins that are they need to sell. Polygon have given out so many grants, and these people need that cash in order to operate. And they've given out those grants in Matic coins, and that coin is going to be a down only coin until the bear market ends. Yeah, short Matic till the end of days. What's else is down? I mean, everything is down quite a bit today. It's all just a higher beta on Bitcoin being down like 5%. Sui is somehow down less than a lot of the market. Look at the last week. You're going to see, all right, Flow, EOS, a lot of these older coins are down. Rune. These coins are probably never going to come back after this. ApeCoin, just Metaverse. You're going to see Metaverse also down quite a bit. Let's go to my watch list. All right. So for the only thing that's up on my watch list is stablecoin. The reason I have this stablecoin on here is because I need to look more into how this works. I want to do research into it. What's up? Blur, Woo, ApeX. Nothing super interesting. Very minor. Everything's more down. Pika Protocol. Pika Protocol is actually going to be my buy of the day for my DCA portfolio right here. DCA portfolio is currently, so today's day 7, so we're about to add $40 to it, and then I'll say how much I'm down overall. So let's just DCA 0.039. Oops, 0.0395. Maybe it's already at 4. Holy shit, Bitcoin went down so much that's at 4. All right. Just, yeah, I like it when it's above 10, so it looks clean. All right, Ethereum, we'll do our, I don't know how much is 1 Ethereum now, or $10 in Ethereum, 0.9768. Can't really do math. All right, there we go. Add transaction. All right, $10 in ETH, $10 in Bitcoin. We're gonna do $10 in a big cap today. So my big cap today is Radix. What is Radix? It is a layer 1 blockchain. They basically have their own custom language called Scripto. It's an asset-oriented programming language. I've always thought they were. You're welcome for the financial advice. Oh yeah, I forget to always say that none of this is financial advice, by the way. But just my picks of the day. So we got Radix. They have their own scripto language. They have actual builders on it, so and they do give out a lot of grants, and they're based on Rust. So I think they're a super interesting project in terms of developers, and I think they are one of those blockchains that have a lot of potential as like a third gen blockchain into the next bull run. I do think it can go lower. I think it can retest the lows very easily. What were the lows? Like 3 cents. So we're pretty close to it actually. Like you can get a 50% loss, but you could also look at the highs. It was like a 10x from here, and it wasn't even that high. To be fair, fully diluted is at $1 billion right now. I could see it easily drop another 50%. This is why it's a DCA portfolio, and this is why we DCA over time. And it's going to be Radix today, our DCA. So what is that? 20 Radix, 200, 188, 181. All right, 180. All right, there we go. Add transaction. And then our microcap of the day is going to be Pika Protocol. So I did some more research into Pika. They're basically a GMX clone. I forgot what network they're on. They're on Optimism. Their UI looks pretty clean. But what is interesting is not only they have a lot of tokens that you can trade on them. So you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Matic. So a lot of the main ones. Some metaverse coins. Uniswap, Optimism, Dogecoin, you could trade on them. Curve, you could trade on them. Near. So they have a lot of tokens, as well as they also have Pepe, Arbitrum, and they have a bunch of what's it called, Forex coins that you could trade versus the dollar. So I thought it was super interesting that they do have a lot of tokens that you could trade, and they're very small market cap, $6 million market cap, 30 million fully diluted. Do I think they go lower? Sure, it's pretty easy. It's a bear market. Their all times literally down only chart. They only launched a few weeks ago, like literally like 2 weeks ago, and they probably keep going down for a bit. But again, this is DCA portfolio, and a lot of these DCA coins, I'm probably gonna start repeating all over again. I'm just trying to get in, like I'm trying to like spray and pray right now, where I get in a little bit of everything, and then we're gonna start DCAing things that are down significantly. So all right, we're gonna buy some Pika, $10 worth of Pika today. What is it per coin? So it's a 35 4.86. All right, there we go. 34.45. So officially today's day 7 of my daily live streams. I might not go live. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm not sure about tomorrow. No, tomorrow I'll be fine. Saturday I might not be able to go live, which will be unfortunate. So I won't be DCing that day. But today's day 7. So officially we are 280. Is that the math? $280 deep into the DCA portfolio. No, Saturday is like a 50-50 just because I might not be here. And I might no DCA. No DCA, no, I'm not gonna DCA because it's gonna mess up the numbers. So my math right now is that I've been live 7 days. This is the 7th like live stream, and it says number 7 on my thumbnail, and so that means 7 times 40 is 280. So currently, this $280 in of fake paper money, and it's currently down $16. To be fair, I think this is outperforming what Bitcoin is doing. Obviously, it's a cash only portfolio, but I think Bitcoin is like, so I put 70 into Bitcoin, for example. I'm down $2.20, which is down like a few percent, like 5%. Basically, I'm like holding whatever Bitcoin's down. That's what I think this portfolio is down, maybe a little bit more, which isn't bad. You eventually want to outperform the upside, but on the downside right now, we're chilling. Luckily I'm in a cash only portfolio, so it's an up only chart. W's in the chat. All right, so that's my pick for the day. Pika protocol. Start trading. Look how pretty this UX is. I can trade any of these tokens. The volume's pretty low. It's a little slow, UX. I think it can improve, but I quite like it. And it's optimism, which we always fuck with. All right, Fuddies. How are Fuddies doing? They're at 100 SWI. Fuck. And oh, they're at 95 SWI. Fuck. All right, well, fuck you, whoever's selling it for less than 100. The volume's still holding decently. It's mostly just people like panic dumping. Seems like if you look at activity, here, let me pause this. If you look at sales, you see some people like literally panic selling like some higher rarity ones for a lot cheaper than they could get a lot higher prices if they just waited. But people are just panicking, and fuddies are going to zero, obviously. Moving on, let's talk about Pudgy Penguins, literally the best NFT of all time. Floor is still 4.24 ETH. Let's talk about Luca Nets. Luca was like, seeing people enjoy the products he made is the best part about being an entrepreneur. He's absolutely right. The toys are so cute. And on that note, all the toys have started arriving, by the way. So thousands of orders of Pudgy toys to deliver this week. Don't forget to leave a review on Amazon. The support doesn't go unnoticed. So all the toys are arriving, and on that, this guy bought all these toys, including got a shark suit. Good for him. Love the Pudgy Penguins. He actually got a ton of shit. I'm jealous, especially of the shark suit, but good for him. Just respect. Respect to him. Yeah. So the huddle is bigger than NFT Project. It's family, and then these are like some of the people on the team. So cool having a dinner. Kevin Rose paid me to be here. Kevin Rose is a rugger. Thought that was funny. Some awesome updates for Soul Transport. I'm not really sure what that is. I think that's a way to transport your SBT, your Soul Bound token, to a different wallet. I don't know how to feel on that too much, but I think it looks like it's gonna be on. Oh yeah, decentralized way for subcommunities. Oh no, just a way to issue soulbound tokens. Looks like a decentralized way, and looks like Polygon are bullish Pudgy Penguins. This is the CEO, I believe, and it looks like he's trying to like onboard them onto to do more stuff in Polygon. I know Polygon 2 is coming out, Polygon 2.0, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. Neo Tokyo down only chart 5.4 ETH floor. All right. Yeah, I don't really have much to talk about them. I just have them open. All right, look at Bitcoin. We're starting to put a drive of hidden bearish divergence, which is going to be very bearish. We're going to see another move down the 4 hour. That's what I think happens. Like one more move, or in the 1 hour. I think it ends up playing out. Welcome to the parlor, Luca Nets. So, what is it? This is my last NFT news. I know what X Plus is, or this parlor thing is. Apparently, if you have 10 plus DGods, you get a part of like this private holder group where there's like an OTC desk and more stuff and like exclusive store. And Luganex officially owns 10 DGods. I don't own a single DGod. Probably in the future I'll look to buy one. But the art looks, or not the art, the clothes look sick. This is like designer level shit right here. I would cop one of these if I owned a DGod. I don't own one right now, so I won't. I'd probably cop a black one. I think it looks cool. Here. But it looks like they're all sold out anyways. But yeah, so he looks like he owns 10 DGods. Very interesting. And Bulla DGods. Moving on, Champions Ascension. They have the, so if you want to play today, there's part of the pre-alpha, but I don't know if you need their NFT to play. I don't really know how it works. Here's some of the gameplay I wanted to look at really quickly. Here, if you can listen to the audio. I guess you can't hear the audio. I don't know why my thing is broken. Advanced audio. Wait. Properties. Oh, that's why. Speakers. Okay, now you can hear the audio. So, yeah, so just some gameplay. It's a fighting game. I don't know how to feel about it too much. I don't really understand it. I have to play it myself. But they actually have a game that's working, which is pretty interesting to me. It looks a little slow for a fighting game. That's my worry. Fighting games like to be really fast-paced. And I'm worried it's a little slow. I also don't know how any of the combo systems work. I don't know anything about the actual game. Moving on, but beta today, or pre-alpha today, or whatever it is, I was talking about playing it. I don't think it's gonna happen. I might be busy at 1, so it starts at 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna be at the house then, so that's not likely gonna happen. Here's some obvious news. They have a bunch of skins. So Brutus, that's like one of their heroes at max level 50. Here's some of the variations. So Inferno, Candy. I don't know. All these look clean as fuck. Superhero. Bronze. Mallard. And what should our next variation be? Comet. So, I don't know. Look very clean to me. I fuck with it. They all look a little bit of like the same. They all look very similar, but very excited. Here's Mavia. Beta starts in 16 days for holders. And then Wildcard, I think their pre-alpha, their private alpha has begun. Let me pull up some gameplay of them if I can find it easily. They're basically a like card game. Probably have to go to their website, but their alpha started. I'll probably look to see if I can figure out how to get access. I can't even find their website. What the heck? All right. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Just a game to be aware of that looks pretty good. Their alpha starting, and that's it for news for me today. How long have we been live? 41 minutes, 42 minutes. Yeah, we talked about a number of things. talked about quite a bit, but we got through everything. Chart looks like we're ready for another move down. Where's trading view? Looks like we're getting ready for another move down. We're like I would say right now a retest of 24/7, and then probably another bounce, and then 1 hour and 4 hour starts to catch up. This is like across the next day or two. Everything looks pretty bearish to me. So on the 5-day weekly, this could end up being more like a bull trap, this whole thing, and that would be nasty. Something that I do remember that this does look familiar to is, I think Jeebus mentioned it, or Gainsey, one of them. Look at our bounce initially from the bottom here, 19. We ended up bouncing like 300% on Bitcoin, but then after we ended up getting like a few higher highs, and we ended up starting going sideways, we started distributing like a Wyckoff distribution, and we ended up going down like 52% during this period. All right, maybe not 52, but like, yeah, like 50% honestly during this period. So right now it looks like we're starting to distribute. I would expect probably another bounce towards the highs, like a meaningful bounce, like 30,000 after we get to 24, and then we end up pulling back harder if it's the exact same thing as here. Otherwise, I would be more bullish, more inclined to be bullish, but chart doesn't look too hot right now. Looks like I've been bullish last week, or I've had a very bull scenario and what we needed, and it really didn't play out. The 2 days expanding to the downside. So it's really hard to like be positive in terms of price action, but you can always be positive in terms of DCAing, in terms of developing. And so during this time, you should always be educating yourself, always continue just getting more cash and putting it over time into crypto coins that you think will perform well over the long term, and having a thesis. For example, I have my DeFi thesis where I think DeFi is going to do really well. So on that note, I'm going to end stream. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. And yeah, just buy it lower, exactly. Hope everybody has a good Thursday and DCA, and